We're just ordinary people living ordinary lives until we see someone on TV win a $25,000 prize. Come on down. I'll play any game for 10 seconds of fame. Come on down. I'll make a deal, just let me spin the wheel. Come on down. To win $1 million, all you need is a little luck and thorough knowledge of multiple disparate trivial subjects.
All right, welcome to an all-new episode of Come On Down, the game show podcast.
Now featuring two hosts with fully grown and full beards.
Is yours fully grown?
Said fully grown and full beards.
Well, congrats.
Thanks, man.
I've seen you with a lot more facial hair than that, though. Like a lot more than I have.
You know, like when you get older, your hair can,
It's the wrong side of my cup I just tried to drink from.
Honestly, it's one of those cups where if you pull it back hard enough, it is going to eventually come on that side.
And all over the rest of me.
Correct. You know how like sometimes you the hair pigment changes color?
Yeah, yours turned peach.
Mine I just stopped growing it.
Oh, okay.
It just stops coming.
So a different thing than what you're alluding to.
Totally different.
All right, I'm John Baker.
I'm Jonathan Motney.
And today, boy, we've got a doozy for you.
I would say it's a woof of a time.
I don't know why you would say that because it just doesn't make sense.
Hey, is this entire show Buzz's girlfriend from Home Alone? Cause woof.
Buzz, who's now the police officer in the new Home Alone, starring the kid from Jojo Rabbit, but not the main kid.
Nope,
the tubby one,
the funny sidekick kid.
Yes, exactly.
Who is dragging a bazooka across the screen towards the end of the movie.
Yes, the one who says that we decided to partner with the Japanese, but I don't know, they don't look very Aryan to me. That one. And yeah, it's got,
it's written by some guys that we have been following or have known about for a very long time.
Is it? Who's it written by?
Streeter Seidel and Mikey Day.
Oh, really? From SNL.
And there's a third writer, I believe, as well. But yeah.
Yeah.
We've known Streeter Seidel since collegehumor.com when he was a main editor, writer, and then editor.
Ago.
And then we know Mikey Day from Cheez-Its.
That's just basically
David Blaine.
Yeah. No, and the robbers, instead of being Joe Pesci and
the guy from
who's the other one?
Up Schitt's Creek.
No, it's not him.
Yeah.
It's what's his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve. It's always Steve Buscemi. It's I can't remember what his name is, but anyway.
Daniel Stern,
thank you. He who famously in Home Alone 2 says, "Wow, what a hole." The best line. But no, it's Ellie Kemper, because of quality, women can be
murderers and rapists as well,
robbers and whatnot too.
Just at a much fewer frequency.
Yes, and Rob, what's his name?
Lowe.
No,
Schneider.
Nope. The comedian with the deep voice, and he's tall, and he was in Catastrophe on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing great at naming people so far today. Daniel Stern and Rob something.
That's his name, right?
So
I see his picture.
So today,
Rob
Delaney. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about a show. We've done some shows that are children's game shows before. Would you say?
Yeah.
This one, the contestants are even less human than that.
Yeah.
Because
less human than children?
Less human than children. You didn't think it could get much lower. You did not think the bar could get much lower. But they're animals.
They are.
Filthy animals.
Honestly, we're all animals if
Merry
you think
Christmas,
about it.
you filthy animal. We should have done this on Christmas.
We're all animals, dude. Hey, pass this blunt.
We're all in. No, but that's also true, technically. So we're talking about America's Top Dog, if you didn't guess yet.
Yeah, how would you not know that?
You idiots. I know you watch A&E all day, every day. Before we get into it, we've got a sponsor that I'm guessing is somehow going to be related to dogs.
Oh, you think so?
It's a guess.
I mean, it's a decent guess.
Okay.
Hey, Baker, are you sick and tired of eating delicious meats and other various animal products?
Ooh. You know what? I kind of am. Full-flavored meals are getting boring.
Have no fear, my sweet dear friend, because there's a new environmentally friendly food/workout program that's sweeping the nation. It's called the Chase and Tail program.
How does it work?
Super simple. It's just like Blue Apron or HelloFresh. Chase and Tail sends you a box in the mail once a month.
What's in the box?
A lounge of large lizards. Pull the tab open and a lounge of lizards scatters out and scampers all over your house or apartment.
Quick question before I say my next line.
Yeah.
A lounge of lizards. Is that the proper term for a group of lizards?
That is correct.
Okay. How is that a diet and workout?
You'll need to chase down the lizards if you want a meal.
I thought this was an animal-friendly diet.
It is. When you finally catch a lizard, place some pressure on its tail and the lizard will release it as their defense mechanism kicks in. And there you have it, a nice, delicious lizard tail.
So then they regrow the tail and you get another meal without hurting your lizards.
That's right. Burn calories during the chase and refuel with a delicious tail.
Come on down, listeners will receive 20% off their first month with the code COMEONTAIL at checkout.
Chase and Tail. It's not just for dogs or horny men.
Nice. So this is like, you know how we've never been able to create, a perpetual motion machine? There's always like energy loss or whatever, you know?
Right.
So I think this has solved the problem of unlimited energy. As long as the energy is lizard tail,
Yeah.
it just keeps growing back and we keep having more lizard tail.
Damn right.
So why has this not been the solution for poverty and starvation? And like, why don't you call No Kid Hungry with this idea?
Well, that's kind of really what this podcast is about, is changing the world for the better. And I didn't have the idea until today.
Okay.
So we should send this entire podcast episode to America's, what did you say? What's it called?
No Kid Hungry?
The America's No Kid Hungry.
Huh.
And we can solve the world's problems.
Wow. We did it.
Can humans digest plastic?
Is that what lizard tails are made out of?
No. I was thinking about how we can clean up the plastic in the ocean.
Okay, yes.
Wait, humans were the answer the whole time?
Yeah, we're just picky eaters. But if you put some pumpkin spice on that plastic, it'll go like crazy right now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So thanks to our sponsor from the Chase and Tail organization, and we're going to turn that into a way to solve all the world's problems.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And thanks to lizards as well.
Thank you to lizards for regrowing your tail. And thank you to God for allowing us, the lizards, to do that.
Lizard God?
I mean, isn't it kind of like lizard people that run everything? Anyway?
Yeah.
So today in other animal news, like we mentioned, we're going to be talking about a show that's called America's Top Dog.
Mm-hmm.
When did you first hear about this show?
I first heard about this show when I did a nice little Google search and wanted to see if there are any cool shows that we hadn't done yet.
Oh, okay.
Because we are, nearing
Scraping
the end.
the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, I wouldn't say we're scraping, but we're nearing the end of a list.
Approaching the bottom of the barrel.
We're approaching the bottom of the barrel where the fish are that we have all shot and killed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to... Well, I thought it would be a cool thing to do just because, I don't know if we've ever done one with animals before.
I feel like you're in a job interview right now where you like have a really short, vague answer to a question, and then you try and extend that into 3 minutes and sound smart when you're answering it.
My biggest weakness, to be honest with you, is truly that I grow beards that are too full.
Okay.
And this
makes... This is 6 hours of growth that you've got right now.
It makes the other men in my life insecure.
No, it doesn't.
And they feel...
No, it does
and
not.
And they feel... You're crying.
It does
You're
not.
crying now. There are tears streaming down your face.
I'm not, whatever. I don't even care.
And I would say it's one of the biggest weaknesses because I don't want to make my friends, coworkers, and family feel bad about their bodies, but I cannot help it. God blessed me. Lizard God blessed me with similar. It's like I have a whole bunch of lizard tails in my face.
Wow.
Because
Just
if I
instant
pluck them out,
regrowth.
exactly.
Yeah. So have you considered eating your facial hair or feeding it to hungry children?
I have gotten in trouble before
Okay.
from just sort of passing out bags of hair to the homeless people.
I mean, isn't there that cancer charity that they're using all the hair to cure cancer or whatever?
Yeah, but they don't need 0.6 ounces of facial hair.
Okay.
I found out.
So America's Top Dog is on the A&E network.
Mm-hmm.
What else is on A&E?
Was Mad Men on A&E?
No, it was on AMC.
And those are different.
Those are different.
Okay.
They both start with A though.
And the M kind of sounds like and.
Okay.
A-M.
AME. AME.
Yeah, if you have a stroke and you say both of them, it does
Yeah.
sound very similar.
So, which one am I saying right now? A&E.
A&E.
It was AMC.
I could tell it wasn't because you got it wrong when you
Don't
said
worry
it.
about it. Okay. So, America's Top Dog is on A&E, and it premiered in January 2020. That's only interesting because we're currently on season 3.
And
that was like, what, 18 months ago?
yeah, how does this work?
I don't know. So they just do it a lot. People must have gone crazy for this show.
I wonder if they cut the season short.
No, because all three
Well, I mean-
seasons are have a season champion at the end.
Okay. And I guess if it premiered in January, that means taping and editing was all done before that
Yeah.
anyway.
So the show is hosted by Kurt Menefee
Mhm.
and David Koechner.
Yeah.
Kurt Menefee is probably most well known for Fox NFL Sunday hosting the studio show on Fox during the NFL
Mhm.
on Sunday.
Okay.
Fox
thank you.
NFL Sunday.
Thank you
That's
for
what
that.
it's called. With Terry Bradshaw and Howie Long and them people. He also, if we want to time into our lives selfishly,
Would love to. Would love to.
He was one of the very early hosts on Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket here in Dallas Fort
Oh,
Worth.
cool. I
One of
didn't
the
know that.
first all sports all the time radio stations. It was very early, like mid 90s, 94, 90 through 95, I think. He was there. So that's a station that we listen to. And yeah, he's mostly involved in sports reporting. He's done some play-by-play for baseball and football. I think he's Seattle Seahawks preseason play-by-play announcer.
Mm.
And he's done some baseball stuff on Fox, but he's mostly known for his football reporting. I think he also did some UFC when Fox had UFC rights.
Nice.
David Koechner is a comedian. He came up from the Chicago improv scene. I believe he trained at Improv Olympic there. And then he went from there to Saturday Night Live, where he was an SNL cast member for just a year, I think.
Yeah. A short stint.
A short stint as an SNL cast member. And then he's been in movies and television stuff since. I think my wife would probably best know him from The Office, where
Okay, yeah.
he played Todd Packer,
Just
the
the
traveling
worst.
salesman.
The
and
worst human.
Yes, a very bad person in general. But he also was famously in Anchorman, Champ Kind. He played in the Anchorman
Yep.
series of movies.
Would you like to have some chicken and some sex?
Yes, and he's been in a lot
Wait,
of.
were you answering me?
Yes. Well, were you? What were you doing? Was that?
I was quoting a line. From
Oh, see, I haven't seen those movies. So.
so quick, so quickly that you would like to have some chicken and some sex.
Yeah, I'm a red-blooded American male who
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want to have some chicken and some chicken. You know what we were talking about the other night?
Want to have some lizard tail and some sex?
Yeah, I'm a red-blooded American male who is in poverty. We were talking the other night. We were at a steakhouse,
Okay.
and how come there's nothing called the chicken house?
Because I don't know anything that I guess like hot chicken places serve just chicken.
Right. Or like Raising Cane's. How come that's not a chicken house? Chick-fil-A. Chicken houses.
I mean, it has most of the word chicken in it.
All right. Well, guess what? I'm opening a restaurant, and it's going to be called John's Chicken House.
Yeah. I think it sounds too much like chicken coop, and people would get confused.
Well, there are going to be live chickens there, and you pick which one you want to eat.
And then what, they butcher it and cook it right there in front of you?
Correct. I don't know why this is so confusing.
Do they do a hibachi style where it's literally in front of you?
Yes, obviously.
It sounds terrible.
What do you mean?
You want to watch...
Oh, you hate hibachi restaurants. That's right. Oh, you hate chicken. That's right.
No, I hate both of those combined.
Okay.
Like, I don't hate peanut butter and I don't hate chocolate, but if you put those together, it's fucking
delicious.
disgusting.
It's amazing. The world has changed. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Gross.
All
Just
right.
kidding. Those are my favorite.
Oh, okay.
And I have so much. I have approximately 4 pounds of candy ready to give away on Halloween. If there are any young kids listening to this podcast, come on over to my place and I will have I have 20 full-size candy bars to give away.
What, 20? That's it?
Yeah, but
What if 21 kids come?
then they get handfuls of smaller candy.
Ouch. You got to be one of the
The
first
early
20.
bird.
It's like going to a baseball game or whatever where like the first 5,000 kids get a replica bat.
Correct? Or a useless bobblehead that they throw away a year later.
So, yeah, David Koechner, known for a lot of comedy stuff for the most part.
Yep.
And I always wonder about these type of competition shows, whether it's this or Wipeout or American Ninja
MXC.
Warrior, things like that.
Yeah.
Where they have the hosts, anchors sitting at a desk. Holy Moly would be another example. And you kind of see the course a little bit in the background. I guess my wonder is, are they actually there while this is going on? Or are they green screening the scenery in behind them and they are just commentating on all the stuff that has been previously recorded? Because like presumably to shoot one of these episodes that like this is an hour-long show or 42 minutes with commercials. So presumably to shoot one of these things with all these animals and everything and courses that need to be set and reset, it's probably like a 3-hour thing. So are they having Kurt Menefee and David Koechner sit there and actually offering live commentary on what's going on, or is it recorded and then they get those guys in and knock it all out?
Yeah.
And they can like prepare a little better. I honestly don't know. And I always wonder with these type of shows because there's always seems to be a little bit of a disconnect spatially, visually from the anchors at the desk and the obstacle course or whatever you have going on behind you. So I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Well, I'm trying to think from a business perspective, wouldn't it be cheaper to just bring the two hosts in for whatever? If they bring them in for 3 hours, they could get them to do commentary for 3 episodes instead of for one episode sitting there and
right. That's why I'm wondering.
Yeah. Do you have Koechner's email? Or?
I'll text him after the episode to check.
Okay.
And so also there's a sideline reporter.
For some reason.
That they call a sideline reporter named Rachel Bonetta.
Mm-hmm.
She is a Canadian.
Banana Fana, Bonetta, Benimi, Monetta, Bonetta.
Yes. So she is a Canadian. So I'm already,
why do you need to? Why do you need to?
Well, just in case we have some people that are biased against Canadians.
So they know to judge her right now,
right?
To turn off the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I wouldn't blame them at all, quite frankly. So she was an MLS reporter, I believe.
Yep.
And now she works for the NFL Network. She hosts like a football gambling show on the NFL Network.
So her career path was Major League Soccer.
What you forgot? Canadian.
Major League Soccer. 17 steps back in her career to America's Top Dog. And then way back up to
I
NFL?
think she did NFL before America's Top Dog.
Yikes. So she must have said something or done something that they were like, The people in charge say, you go back.
Well, I don't know.
Back to the mailroom
Listen,
of reporting.
I think you're being a little sexist right now, misogynistic.
Why?
Because how come you haven't said this about Kurt Menefee, who hosts Fox NFL Sunday, or David Koechner, who stars in Anchorman 2, The Legend of Ron Burgundy?
I do think there is a difference between main host and sideline reporter. I would say sideline reporter probably makes less than the host.
Right, but who's hotter, David Koechner or Rachel Bonetta?
This is going to sound controversial, but every single one of those sexy dogs.
Oh, God. All right, and that's the end of this podcast forever.
Forever?
Forever.
You think
We're
people
done
can
now.
get canceled for saying dogs are sexy?
Because
Because I have a problem.
Today,
I
yes.
Yeah.
But in 15 years from now, you'd be canceled for not saying dogs are sexy.
That's usually how it happens. Pendulum swinging.
So now that we've gotten the hosts out of the way, let's talk about the show. Like I said, this is the third season of the show that is ongoing right now on the A&E network. I'm not sure what day or time or whatever, but it's on demand. I watched it on demand.
And if you click on the interactive ad experience, you can do one short interactive ad. You don't have to watch a minute and 45 seconds.
What service did you do this with?
This was through, I think it was through A&E's website.
Oh, okay. See, I just did it right through like my DirecTV stream app.
Got it.
And so, I mean, the ad, there was only like one commercial per ad break, so it wasn't bad. But I didn't have that one ever situation. Anyway, basically, this is a show in which dogs are competing in an obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gist.
That is the entire show. And you could argue that the owner is also competing in the obstacle
That was
course.
one of the notes that I made. So we're trying to figure out America's top dog here, right?
Correct.
So we start with 5 dogs, and then we do an obstacle course, and the 3 best times advance. But they're doing all these obstacles, and again, it's on a timer, and they're doing it with their handler or owner or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that person, they've also got to be making their way through this. And granted, they don't have to do like the actual obstacles for the most part.
Yeah.
So they're kind of running along the side, but like a dog is way faster than a person.
Yes.
I think they talked about, there was a dog on the first episode of season 3, which I'm not sure if that's the same one that you watched. But they said he was like one of the fastest dogs in the 100-meter dash or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like 2 seconds faster than Usain Bolt.
That's crazy. I did hear something they were saying that one of the dogs could get up to 30 miles per hour.
Yeah, I don't think Usain Bolt can do that.
I don't think a human can do that.
Piece of shit. So, yeah, the dogs and the humans are racing through this course. Like I said, the first round is 5 dogs, and we're trying to whittle it down to the 3 best times here.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs are categorized, which is interesting to me.
Into 2 categories.
3 what?
Canine police dog and non-canine police dog.
It's almost. You're close.
Oh, okay.
No, they're categorized into sexy and not sexy. So we don't want these uggo dogs.
Yeah, no.
So the 3 categories are canine, working dog, and underdog.
So only one of these dogs has a job.
Well, only one of them is a superhero with a cape in a cartoon.
Oh, underdog. Got it.
So
is that kind of like if 2 dogs are gay, one of them's the underdog?
I think even if they're not gay, one of them's the underdog.
Okay. That's true.
So yeah, the underdog is just like a person who might have their dog compete in like agility competitions and things like that, but is not a professionally used dog.
Yeah.
Like a working dog, which is the proper name for dog prostitutes. It's the politically correct way. The working dogs.
Yeah.
And then the canines, which are obviously the police dogs.
And they only have their canine teeth. Everything else has been removed.
Yep.
That's how you can identify a police dog.
Obviously. So the since there's 5, I guess there's only 1 of one category per episode and 2 of each of the others, and that is gonna change from episode to episode or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was only 1 canine on the episode that I watched, but we get a little short backstory on each of the dogs, what they're up to, and maybe a little bit about their handler as well, and then we hop right into the first course.
We run right into it.
Oh, there we go. And so in the first course, there are several obstacles. There's a tunnel that they have to run through.
Right.
There's the
Pretty
high
standard.
jump.
Yeah.
So here's some controversy. So there's the high jump, and it's like 3 continually higher walls.
I think it's like 3, 5, and
I don't know,
6 or 7.
maybe, that the dogs have to jump over. Except if you have a small dog, you can go and get a little ramp for them and put the ramp there.
Yeah.
But I guess to make it fair, like the ramp isn't there in advance. Like the handler has to run over and put the ramp there.
I think that's a fair little.
So it's definitely a slowdown, but also it seems to defeat the purpose of
That obstacle for that dog.
Is this the top dog if they can only walk up a fucking ramp? I don't think so.
Yeah. It's like okay, so super strong people in the javelin can have a normal weighted javelin, but if somebody can't do a 150-pound bench press, they do get a slightly lighter javelin,
exactly.
which I guess is a disadvantage though.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on how much weight.
How about
is
we
the
do one
ideal
that's
weight to
carbon
throw it?
fiber and one that's
Okay.
bronze.
Oh yeah, okay.
Classic
that
javelin.
makes sense.
Classic
I'm glad you
weights.
clarified for all the listeners at home. So they've got to do the high jump, then they've got to go through the tunnel, and then there is something called the fire escape, which is basically
They light the dog on fire, and they have to,
escape.
stop, dog, and roll.
Get out. Yeah. Which is basically like ramps up a little thing, but the ramps aren't lowered until the dog like presses buttons.
Oh, I thought it was when he pulled the rope and the ball.
So the very first one, they like have to pull on a tug.
Yeah.
And the ramp lowers. And then they go up, and then there's 3 buttons, and the dog has to press all the buttons with a paw or a snout. And then the next one lowers. And then they go up that, and then the dog has to push a lever. And then the final one lowers. And then they get up to the top. Then there was what I loved was called the shaky bridge.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what it sounds like.
It looked like the bridges that we used to have on playgrounds, except instead of being fully covered, there were
gaps,
big slats of wood that left gaps in between.
Right. So they have to kind of climb across that Indiana Jones style.
I mean, I would say most of them breezed right through that.
Most, but not all.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after the shaky bridge was the dominoes, wherein there were 3 apparently 100-pound pieces of wood vertically that the dog has to.
How much was it horizontally?
Also 100 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But they're placed vertically, tall-wise.
Got it.
And the dog has to jump into it to push the first one to knock them all down. And it always felt like the handler was also kind of pushing on it when the dog jumped into it.
Well, the handler those rules were kind of liberal because the handler was allowed to carry and or help the dog if would it have been like 10 or 15
30
seconds?
seconds.
Okay, so that is
it's a big penalty. So yeah, if at any point the dog is just not cooperating,
if the dog's just being a dog and like an idiot and just like sniffing and smiling and asking for scritches and scratches,
right?
Then you get to hard slap your dog in the face, and then you get to carry him or her over the obstacle and or through.
Yeah. So if there's like a tug that they just won't tug on, you've got to wait 30 seconds and then the person can tug it.
You've got to just pretend. You've got to know that you're in front of a group of, and you're on national television. You cannot hit that dog.
How are you doing so good. Pull the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then after the dominoes, there is the splashdown, which there's a 50-yard swimming pool that they need to jump in and swim across and then pull the final tug.
Pull it
to stop the clock. And this was definitely an area where we saw some struggle. Some dogs did not want to jump into the water.
Yeah.
Like, I have a dog who loves
Brag.
swimming. Just loves swimming.
Mm-hmm.
But he never jumps into the pool.
Okay.
He always moseys on down the steps into
Yeah.
the pool. And like, if his ball is near the edge where he would have to jump in, he will just walk around the edge of the pool to where he can step in and then swim across the length of the pool to get it.
Got it.
So I can understand, like, some of these dogs, they did not want to jump into the pool, and they would like kind of slowly like try and reach a paw in or whatever. So this was the place where I think we saw the most struggling on dogs that are just not that interested in jumping full speed into a pool.
Yeah.
Even if you throw their ball in there, because they would like throw a ball or a toy or something to try and get them to jump in there and get going.
I also have a dog, and he has never been in water. So I think that this would be by far the biggest challenge, in that he would never get in.
He doesn't understand.
And we would fail for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Well, you could be like, there was one woman who,
And this show featured very few women.
because Rachel Bonetta is very jealous and it was in her contract that nobody hotter or more Canadian than her.
And it also goes with the dogs. She would only do sideline reporting for the unsexy dogs.
Yes, exactly. And so one woman just straight up jumped in to try and get her dog to jump in after her.
Yeah, I saw that a lot.
Yeah.
I saw a guy dive into it, and I was like, oh, that cannot be that deep of a pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he straight up like...
Did the dog follow?
Yeah, I jumped right next to him.
And I saw one that the 30 seconds elapsed and then they just picked up the dog and threw it in. They're like, oh, we're going to throw in the dog. I think David Keckner was like, oh, they're throwing in the dog. And Kurt Menefee was like, not throwing in the dog, but helping the dog get into the water.
Yeah, but the guy had taken one hand and
Yes.
just... Cool.
Chucked it. It made it 30 of the 50 yards just from the throw. And so after that, like I said, the top 3 times advance from there to the doghouse.
Ooh. And that was also filled by a whole bunch of husbands that had said some real fucked up shit to their wives.
So the doghouse was weird in a couple ways to me.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, this is the final event of the show. The top 3 contestants from the first round.
This is for the ultimate top dog.
Is for the prize of top dog of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the first obstacle, I guess you might say, in the doghouse was zip line.
Yikes.
And you wonder, how does a dog do a zip line?
Yeah.
And so the handler is hooked up to an 80-foot long, 20-foot high zip line.
Okay.
With the dog like on a harness between their legs.
Okay.
And then they just go on a zip line. There's no
dang
skill involved at all. There's like, you don't have to train your dog to be held by you. So it was a weird start to the thing, in my opinion.
Okay.
So they do a zip line, then into scenting.
Okay.
Where there are 2 rooms filled with objects.
Yeah, this one looked tough.
Each dog is trained to a specific scent. They put that specific scent on one object in each room, and the dog has to identify it to move on. And then there was what they called divide and conquer, in which there was basically a spiral staircase that the dog is sent up while the human has to go up a ladder to the same place, but the dog has to be able to do it without their human going up there with them. And then at the top there was a low crawl which was just a little area, which was more of an obstacle for the handlers, I felt like.
100%.
Because it was just a small like space you have to army crawl through with a little hump you have to climb
It had
over
3
in the middle
speed
of it.
humps on
Yeah.
it, and you had to crawl over, and it looked hard and also painful.
Yeah, a dog is like, 20 inches off the ground by default. So it's fairly easy for them to go right through there.
Yeah.
For a human, it's not. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you are if you're trained in the army, but that's
Guess
about
so.
it.
So you have to do that. And then on the other side of the low crawl is the spider web, which was a lot like on Guts.
Yeah.
Do you have it? I believe they call it the elastic jungle.
Yeah.
In there, it is basically a bunch of like bungee cords crisscrossing each other that you have to work your way through. The dogs generally also did not have any trouble with that.
Do you know what else has that?
What else has that?
Discovery Zone and Leaps and Bounds. Do you remember that?
at Discovery Zone? That was a fun place. Does that still exist, do you think?
No, I don't think so, no.
Well, if you're...
They were all swallowed up by big Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, you know how it is. So they have to make it through there. And then finally, the decoy. And this was a term that I was, I guess, not familiar with.
Okay.
Were you familiar with that term for this type of person?
Is this the guy that's dressed up in all the... no, I thought it was like murder or something.
Yeah, exactly. The rapist. So it's a guy in that big Stay Puffed Marshmallow suit that
it
you see.
looks like
a fat suit.
Well, it does, but it also looks like
Nutty Professor.
When closer, it's in a movie. It's Little Giants, and it's when the little wimpy kid, his mom puts him in a whole bunch of bubble wrap.
Okay, yeah. Also, I think of Mighty Ducks when Goldberg is scared to get in front of the puck, and they put all this stuff on him and tie him up across the post and just shoot at him.
Yeah.
To show
Which
him that
did you know that was a reference to Jesus?
I did know. I've always kind of considered Goldberg to be a Christ-like figure in his journey, in the way that he sacrificed for the people by giving up his spot in net for Julie the cat at the end of D2 Mighty Ducks.
And also, what were the 3 gifts that baby Jesus got?
Frankincense, gold, and myrrh.
Oh, did you say gold?
Uh-huh.
Because his name is Goldberg.
Whoa, myrrh.
Gold myrrh.
Gold myrrh. And his
Frank
middle name is
Goldmyrrh.
Frank. So there's the guy in a big old suit that dogs are allowed to bite without hurting them, basically. And he's in a T pose, basically, waddling along, because the whole thing is, again, gigantic to protect him from getting killed from, German shepherds.
Just, I would say maimed, because they go for the arm.
Yeah. So finally that person pops out from behind a wall and starts waddling across a field.
Yeah.
And the dog has to chase him down, bite, and hold the bite for 3 seconds.
Ouch.
Once the bite is held for 3 seconds, the handler is on the Finnish platform, not the Norwegian platform, just to be clear.
Great.
And has to call the dog over. So the dog has to then release the bite, ignore the decoy, which is what this person is apparently called, and return to the platform. And once they get there, the clock stops to end it. Best time out of the 3 wins. And what do they win? I know you're wondering. I know you're always wondering.
I want to know that
greedy
sweet,
little
sweet,
bitch.
sweet cold hard cash.
$10,000.
Okay, to buy a new dog.
Wow. What happened to this one?
Well, they're haggard and not sexy anymore.
Okay.
They're all dirty.
That's true. $5,000 donated to your favorite pet charity.
So like ASPCA.
Is that your favorite?
Which are the ones that kill dogs?
A
kill shelter?
Kill shelters?
Those are my favorite.
Oh, God. Mine's Chasing Tail. LLP.
Which consequently is also the name of a shelter. It's not the at-home meal service.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I got that confused. Yes, but it is. So don't worry about it. And then I think there's like 9 episodes this season or whatever. And in the final episode of the season, all of the previous winners compete to be the top
The
dog
real-
of the season.
the
real
real
top
America's
dog. The real
top
America's
dog.
top dog. You're kind of just a temporary fake America's top dog. You're the week's you're the week's top dog.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the season you get to be America's top dog.
Yeah.
And
It's like how you can be Miss Texas, but you're not Miss Universe yet.
exactly. And you know, I got to give it up for Earth. We're on like an 80-year winning streak in the Miss Universe
It is kind of
competition.
crazy.
So aliens, step up your game, but $25,000 for the winner at the end.
Yeah, for the America's real top dog.
America's real top dog. So that's the show. I mean, like I said, it's kind of like American Ninja Warrior for dogs.
Okay. Yep.
Is how
It's
I
exactly
would put
like
it.
it is. Yep.
It's American Ninja Warrior for
Except
dogs.
it would be if America's Ninja Warrior's like best friend was also running next to them and doing the same course.
Yeah, and also if the American Ninja Warrior wasn't quite sure what they were doing, like they got to some of the obstacles and then they just looked
Okay.
around.
It's a blind American Ninja Warrior
Yeah.
tied to their best friend who was going through the same course and screaming at them, jump, jump, grab, jump.
No, don't follow me. You go that way. You go that. No, don't follow me. Don't follow me. You sit over here. Over you go over there. You go on the shaky bridge. I walk over here. No. Okay, you go on there. Yeah, there's definitely some parts where the dog's like, oh no, what? Oh, cool. Yeah. Why would I do that? This is
Yeah.
a faster, easier way if I just go over here.
You sure you want me to jump on this car? Okay.
Yeah, or like in the tunnel, I saw a dog or two like they would just go around the tunnel with their person. And they're like, no, you go in the tunnel. I did see the best strategy to solve that though, but it is a time hit. Was they just like made their dog stay right at the tunnel entrance, and then they ran all the way to the end and like looked through the other end of the tunnel
This way.
and said come, so the dog would go through the tunnel towards
Yeah.
them.
Nice.
But yeah, I did feel also that they were a little loosey goosey with
The runs and some of the-
rules
yeah.
and like people who just like push their dogs into what they wanted
Yep.
them to do. Like I said, I felt like the people were pushing over the dominoes a lot of the time.
Well, it's 100 pounds vertical.
Okay, fucking be a man, dog, and do it. Or like the one, like I said, there this little tiny little like 15-pound dog that couldn't do the high jump, so they had a stepping stool and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Then they like the bigger dogs, you know, these were probably 6 to 8 feet tall dominoes, so they were jumping up, getting up towards the top of them, and so
Yeah.
like any kind of push at the top is going to be good enough. But there's this like 15-pound dog, and it's like, what is it supposed to do?
Yeah.
They just jump 1 foot into this 8 foot tall thing.
Well, here's what you can do. Similar to if they can't swim, you grab your dog by the hind and you throw it at the domino as hard as you can.
Well, so it's funny because this person was trying to get their like little dog to jump into it. Again, I think they kind of cheated a little, like gave it a little push as the dog finally like touched it with its paws.
Yeah.
And it started going over, and the dog freaked the fuck out that these things were falling over and just sprinted the opposite direction. So that was pretty funny because again, that was obviously not America's top dog, and I had no right being in this competition, taking a spot away from a dog that deserved it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That dog did not earn it. It should not have been there. It's not fair. But
Jeez.
I'm very passionate about my top dogs.
Did you audition and they didn't let you in, and that's why you're taking this out?
Of course I did. I was great. I knocked over the dominoes first try. I dove into the pool without anybody having to ask me twice.
Sir, where's your dog? What's that?
Excuse me?
This is a show where your dog goes through the...
No. Top. I thought it was top dog.
Oh, okay. Because I have been training for 6 months, and can you just let me go?
I've got a quick make it better for you right here.
And then you come back and they're like, "Sir, where's your dog?" And you're like, "It's right here." And they're like, "That's a suitcase that you glued ears onto. That's not a real dog."
I've got a quick make it better for you right here.
Sure, yeah.
A special episode.
Mm-hmm.
No canines in this show.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I want. I want to see competing in this course. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Dogg, Lil Bow Wow.
Okay.
I want to see humans with dog names. A guy
Ooh.
named Bernard
Okay.
competing in this course to see which human
Buzz's
is
girlfriend.
the top dog. Buzz's
Yeah.
girlfriend, Woof.
Wow.
Which human is the top dog?
Wow. Okay.
What do you think about that?
I would I would love to watch that, but wouldn't it just be the same guys every single episode? Or are you trying to find
I think it's just
guys?
five guys with dog-related names every single week.
Jeez.
It's maybe a one-off special. It's the Christmas special for America's Top Dog.
I would absolutely watch that.
If you don't think Snoop Dogg would do it, you're a fucking idiot. Because if you gave him $1, he would do it.
Wow.
He will do anything for money. He's like the Shaq of rappers.
Okay.
Because
so he owns a whole bunch of Papa John's.
Yeah, exactly. Because Shaq is in every commercial for anything, and he's selling NFTs on Twitter right now.
Oh, jeez.
I follow him on Twitter just to see what brands he's hawking today.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of this show?
I thought that the first and last round of each episode should just be called "Which Owner is in Better Shape?"
Right?
Because that's exactly what it was. I thought that giving awards to dogs, it makes no sense to me because they don't give a shit. And the dogs didn't get like an extra treat or like the ultimate bone, have a bone that's wrapped in bacon or
instead of
some shit.
like, they don't care about $10,000.
No.
Like,
no, not at all.
What if it's a $10,000 PetSmart gift certificate? So you can only spend it on the dog.
Yeah, I think that's much better. The dog's doing all the work here. Like, I know the trainer had to put time and energy into training the dog, but who's doing the actual work at the end of the day?
I didn't see that human bite one fucking decoy.
No, not a single one.
Exactly.
There was an episode I watched that it just caught me so off guard.
Oh.
There was the sideline reporter.
Yes, Rachel Bonetta
was interviewing one of the dog trainers. So not the handler, but the guy who helped train.
Okay.
He was an older gentleman.
I didn't see anybody that had like bonus trainers.
Yeah, this one did.
Okay.
And she interviewed him and said, "How long have you been doing this?" She's like, "How do you feel?" And he's like, "Oh, I think he's going to do great. We spent a lot of time training him." And then she kind of steps away and reveals that he's holding a raw stalk of broccoli in his hand. And she says, "Oh, what's the deal with the broccoli here?" And he says, "Oh, I eat that all day long." This old gentleman man carries raw stalks of broccoli and he snacks on it throughout the day. And then we saw him eat it at the end when his dog, I don't think his dog might have won top dog, I believe, and he decided to
crunching on
ravage
some broccoli.
the broccoli.
Chopping broccoli.
I'm going to go straight into my Make It Betters.
Okay.
I think the trainers should train my dog, and then I compete in the competition.
Okay.
Because we are in manners classes, and they're not going well.
No. Really?
Bo is great at home if there's a single distraction. He's ADD looking at that thing.
Yeah.
Can't get him to look.
You're in Manners 1 still right now?
We are in Manners 1. We've done three
the same
sessions.
place that my dog trained, right?
What a Great Dog?
Yeah.
I think we should see the same course, but with dogs that have zero training, and the dog that completes the course in the longest time wins.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun to watch. These people just get so stressed out because their dog has no idea what's going on. And I think that there was a missed opportunity. I think that the dog should be interviewed after the run.
By another dog?
No, by Miss Bonetta.
So I saw an episode where Rachel Bonetta joked that she had, by season 3, she had now learned to speak dog, and she did some...
And so racist.
Barking noises. Yeah, exactly. She might as well have said ching chong, ching chong.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or like you go up to a judge like, "Das Boot," and the guy's like, "Yes, the boat. What do you want me to say about it?" And I do have one more Make It Better.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and that's, let's go ahead and give me the opportunity to see the same show that you did, because I didn't see David Koechner in any of my episodes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So I have access to 27 episodes of
David
season
Koechner's
1.
not in any
David
of them?
Koechner's not in a single one of them.
Who's in them?
The two gentlemen that I don't know. Let me show you.
This is very confusing because...
Yes, it is. Because
So was it a surprise to you when I started talking about that?
No, because when
you saw that online?
I saw online that David Koechner's face is all over it. But show you who is. Come on, baby, let's go. Let's show the.
I'm very confused by the fact that he's like promoted as the host of this show.
These guys.
Oh, that is Kurt Menefee. That's the same guy.
And Nick White.
I don't know who Nick White is.
Well, that's who I saw the entire time.
That's really weird because even on like the Wikipedia, he was not mentioned.
So I don't know if they retaped season 1 or what's going on, because this is on the A&E website.
That's very weird.
So I really wish, because David Koechner is probably funnier and more lively than Nick White.
Yeah, I wonder
who's an expert trainer.
Yeah, see, instead they decided to go with comedian instead.
Yeah, which is smart. Comedians make good hosts.
David Koechner was also on Celebrity Dating Game this year.
Okay.
Because he got divorced.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We're about 5 to 10 years outside of
divorce
in our friend group.
Probably. So yeah, what did you think of the show overall?
It was fun to watch. It's it's cool, but it just was so repetitive. It was the same exact course, exact thing, just over and over and over. So I'm just watching these dogs and just waiting for their final time to see which one won.
Yeah, and you're really seeing like the whole thing every time. They're not like cutting forward, like cutting any of it out. It's just all real time. And I mean, granted, they're all about like 2 to 3 minutes long, so it's not crazy long or
2
anything.
minutes was kind of a long time. Like 140 to 155, you're probably in the top. You're probably top dog at that point.
Yeah. And so they like changed. So season 2, I believe, they had like it was head to head. It was like a knockout elimination thing instead of just like the top times out of all these people compete or out of these 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a little different, but season 3 they went back to the season 1 like 5 go 3 advance sort of thing. So yeah, it was definitely interesting to see dogs competing in a show. I've always kind of been interested in like the dog agility stuff. I know you said you're getting your dog trained at What a Great Dog, a dog training facility in Frisco, Texas, and they've got an agility course there. And so if I think in Manners 2, you get a chance to like your dog should try a couple of the agility things. And when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna put my dog in this agility stuff. And then when they did like the trial thing, he just like, wasn't really having it. So then I was like, that's gonna be too much work.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about America's Top Dog at the time. This was before January 2020. Right. So now I blew it. I could have been a famous dog handler.
Dang, dude. You
really with my underdog.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
How many buzzers are you giving it overall?
Overall, I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 buzzers.
Oof,
like you said,
harsh.
It was repetitive. These dogs, a lot of them are idiots, let's be honest. A lot of them not that hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in general, I don't know. If you're like really into dogs, if you're the kind of person that watches the Westminster Dog Show,
which I did this year, and it was pretty entertaining.
Then check it out.
Yeah,
go on A&E On Demand. You can go on the A&E website.
I would say maybe go on demand because David Koechner's not in any
there.
of the ones
if
online.
You check it out. If you check out the most recent season, David Koechner's in it. Okay. I guess maybe he was not in the first season. So sorry.
Sorry, Nick White.
Nick White, I'm sure you're a great expert trainer, but get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's your rating?
I would give it 3.
3? All right.
I think it's better than not better.
Better than not better. Okay.
It's good. It's more good than it is bad.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm going to knock it above that halfway mark at 2.5 and give it a 3. It was fun to watch because it was different.
Right.
And
do you wish some of the dogs just had a little more personality, were better on camera instead of this, like, you know, they kind of felt like the kids on the Nickelodeon game shows where, you know,
they don't know what they're doing.
They're not great interviewers.
They're not trained. Yeah. I would love to see the dog from Air Bud go through this course.
Ooh. You know, well, there was on an episode I watched, there was like an actor dog. on there.
And was it more lively and personable?
It was pretty great.
There you go.
I want to see a dog just stop to poop in the middle of the course.
I want to see a trainer stop to poop in the middle of the course.
I think that would have given it an extra buzzer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's America's Top Dog. Like I said, A&E Network, Season 3 with David Koechner, ongoing right now.
Uh-huh.
If David Koechner is the big selling point for you, then check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay. That's kind of my final judgment. It's okay. I did feel like it was a little propaganda-y.
Oh, for sure. I've told you. I don't know what you saw in season 1.
Uh-huh.
4 out of the 5 dogs competing in every episode were canine police dogs.
Right. So it was very like they had the canines, and then like I saw an episode that was all the handlers were in the military.
Yeah.
So it was very.
They were all in shape.
Like this is, I don't know. This show's for conservatives, is what I'm saying.
For sure.
I guess
Conservative dog owners.
Yes. So yeah, it's a little weird at times, and it's not like political or anything like that.
No,
but
I mean, the dogs sometimes share some of their hardcore right propaganda stances.
There was one of the dogs that kept saying something about
Trump won.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "You'll never catch me. I was there on January 6th, and you can't catch me."
Yeah. But he did get fired from his job after he was canceled on Twitter.
Yeah. His Twitter account is banned, but he said some weird stuff about Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been an episode of Come On Down, the Game Show podcast about America's Top Dog.
Mm-hmm.
You can see us talk about other episodes with non-human people, children, some shows with humans. If you follow us on your podcast platform or YouTube or Instagram, Come On Down Show. That's it. I don't know. What do you have to add?
I have this to add. Hunter Biden? More like hunt him, bite him. That's what the dog tweeted that. And that's why he got canceled.
Got it.